FaZe jersey. Boy, I thought Christmas was over, fellas. What do you know? Woo! Let's go to Overpass.
Well, looking at this one, Chad, I'm sure you're happy to see JKS back on the server, but, you know, not having Robs here, it is unfortunate for FaZe Clan, but hopping into this matchup, Sprout versus FaZe, it still really does point towards a FaZe Clan victory, on paper at least.
Yeah, look, with Sprout, right, this is a new roster. It's international now, right? This is no longer just a German team. There's a couple of new names in here, Stayer and Marix. We'll be keeping our eye on those, as well as Berry coaching them from behind, but the 1x bet odds quite heavily favoring FaZe here. This is Sprout's best map, so let's see how this one goes here. I'm interested. Aggressive. Rain flashed off the line, and already one bullet, one kill, one way to kick off map number 2 here on the A stream.
Yeah, wonderful observer Rush catching all the action today as well. We hop into play. Just there making his way through the connector. His teammates already down one player. Rain looking to go ahead and decapitate another one. Staying inside of the bathroom, is worried about the long play, but goes back in towards the peak, and they're able to equalize these numbers.
There is a safety net here. Karrigan and Brokey were both either on the site or close enough. And speaking of site, Brokey, you might want to stay there. They're all in front of him there. Brokey's dealt with slacks, but there's more to come, and Karrigan, he backs him up.
Well, Brokey's there in play. Couple of kills for him, and now just Ral's left alone. A 1v4 with the bottom down. Look at this chance onto the shot of Brokey. And now looking for a little bit more here. He's inside the bathrooms, worried about a potential flank around, and he's got the right read. Twist just not getting aggressive, though, just covering off that drop down if things go south in towards the connector.
Yeah, there's lots of time, right? 45 seconds. Needs to isolate a fight here. Going to be difficult at range with the USPs. And this is good from Twist, right? A lot of players would push and look for the kill. He's just playing to contain and spotted now.
There we go. Closes down the door. Ral still has to get the bomb, Chad. That's the biggest problem here.
Door closed and no open windows. So I think this is going to be a very difficult round to win. And there you go. Karrigan, another Dane. He secures that, and it will be a 1-0 start for FaZe here.
So looking at Overpass and JKS coming in terms of what you can expect out of JKS, what sort of positions, roles, etc. are we expecting out of him here on Overpass?
So we've only seen Rops play with FaZe on this map once, right? And that was over at Blast, and he was playing over towards the B bomb site, but Karrigan also used him as the third man A. So let's say that JKS is going to either be a B anchor player or he's going to be the B rotator, right? So we can look to that for the CT side. On the T side, when we get over there, he's going to be playing that backyard position on the B bomb site, holding down for any aggression, making sure that he can relay all that information over to Karrigan to make the calls. But yeah, the desk was talking about it. There are a lot of similarities in terms of roles and comfort zones for JKS. There's a couple of dramas, right? I think they had Rops playing Pit on Inferno. JKS has traditionally been a B player on Inferno. Overpass has never really been a map that Australian Counter-Strike has thrived in, even since I retired. So Overpass was for the longest time like a Renegades 100 Thieves type of ban, so you have to keep that in the back of your mind. But in this type of position with the players around him, FaZe Clan of old, we would always talk about this team, and it's when like Rain and Guardian and Co were on you can kind of do the exact same thing. You have so many good, strong individuals that you have a wall on either side, and then Karrigan floating between the two of them reading the game. So it is a nice balance they have here for the CT side. But we will get the rifles out. Round number 3, the Eco Bash is done and dusted. Sprout's conservative efforts have netted them 5 AK-47s. Let's see how they kick this off. Looking likely for a default spread. Aggressive molly from Brokey will be extinguished. Marix to deal with Connector. And Spitty, that's a name some of you might remember. He's going to be dealing with this B aggression.
No longer has his old buddy Dennis in the team this time around, though.
They were, you know, a couple for a very long time, weren't they?
Yeah, you know, he cheated on him a little bit, went over to Big for a while, did some AWPing, didn't really work out, came back and broken up with the Sprout side back to the mix. But looking to just take their time, just really sitting back in this default spread at the moment, not really pushing or asserting dominance just yet.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? On a bonus round, which is basically what FaZe are operating with, you tend to get a little bit more aggressive, have a couple of maneuvers where you look to find an opening, but FaZe have opted to be quite passive here, and they've also been relatively conserved with their utility. We're at about the 1 minute mark. They've still got a couple of smokes, couple of mollies and flashes as Sprout are bearing down on B.
They're getting ready to collapse in on this B site. Twist and JKS doubled up outside of the monster tunnel. He's FAMAS. He could really make something happen. Marix is going to try and use this boost to peer down into the site, try and glean some information. Karrigan's head just about dodged down below, so Marix sees no one at the barrels.
They're going back, are they? The bomb is heading back.
Not committed at all.
They have to be going back to A if he's here. Okay, it's around the world back to A. 3 up connected. Time's going to be a problem.
27 seconds left. Spitty also goes down.
Knifing each other.
A little bit of team damage. Not the end of the world, but certainly could be now that Brokey's over here, primed and ready. And this player, you do not want to face him down too often. Limited time. He's flashed. He's held back behind Dicebox, but now he's got Rain up here to help him out. Brokey cleared out of play, and that bomb actually gets over towards the site.
All right, well, the last-ditch attempt. Now it's Carrigan's turn. He's already committed to this. He's not going to get anything on the jump. Slacks catches him. It's a 2-on-4. Yeah,
Twist and JKS. They've got a flash at the ready. Primed as Twist moves through. He's caught by the flash himself, so that's going to buy a few extra seconds here for Sprout. And even with the limited time, it's just down to Twist, and he walks away with 2, runs out of ammo on the FAMAS, and Sprout will get their first round.
I felt like they shouldn't have gotten away with that, right? There's 2 bodies on the site. They were unable to get anything done between the 2 of them, and then under pressure, Carrigan unable to stop the plant, and Sprout will get there first. But yeah, just maybe a few odd moments here. You know, Stayer coming up the connector. I think there was a knife in hand, but that's the 2 youngsters, the 2 new additions. Stayer and Marix, they're having some impact in this one, and Rouse as well. A bit of a note as well, the coach behind them is Barry. Maybe some people remember him from once upon a time.
He's always been around CS. Even if he's playing, you know, tier 3, tier 4 teams, he's still there. He's just a pure, passionate CS player.
I think I competed against Barry at an IEM in like 2015. I think he had like Cadian on his team. Nico was standing in, the Nico from G2. So it's a different world. But FaZe now are just down to these pistols here. So you can see what kind of money they have left over. If they had bought into this round, that would have been a bit hodgepodge. This way they can guarantee the M4s, the AWP for Brokey, all that good stuff. And they've invested in some smoke, so they're going to try and close the door. There's 1 on JKS, 1 on Twist, and 1 on Brokey. Now, well, Brokey's is gone. Twist and JKS can keep Monster Tunnel smoked, right? Another one's just bloomed. That's going to buy them roughly another 20 seconds. You add those other 2 together, we got another 40 seconds that they can likely keep Monster smoked unless Sprout brute force their way through.
JKS is going to be that first player in contact. He's also got the barrels, so in fact, the barrels player should peek first. JKS at the ready for the play from short, but also can swing if they come through Monster. FaZe just threw down that smoke in the Monster Tunnel to buy a few extra seconds, but Sprout are primed and ready to attack into this B side. But look at the numbers for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, they have a lot here, and Rain's also on the flank. It's about to get very, very messy.
JKS just primed, but no one yet coming in towards his crosshair. Sprout decided to congregate in short and send all of their forces through one narrow choke point. This could be an absolute disaster for Sprout against the pistols. They have to clear them out. JKS just trying to stay alive and pull the crosshairs away. Here comes Red in that flank as well, but luckily Sprout taking the kills, and the rifle of Rain goes down. They're running the clock down a lot here, chat, but it's on to Carrigan, and just the P250. He's out of play. Sprout tie it up. They give me a little bit of anxiety in these late rounds, but they're still winning them.
Yeah, it feels like they're removing right here a lot of the question marks around utility. The fact that they waited so long is because they don't want to push through a smoke. They don't want to take any of those little maneuvers. But it was perfect from FaZe. How long that they were being able to keep them at that door. That last smoke that JKS dropped was good, but unable to find the kills. So that if Sprout can keep their cool, when there's 15 seconds left on the clock and they have to go clear out 4 players on the site with a known flank of Rain coming in, that is really good signs early, right? That's actually a positive. I know it's only a win against an eco, but late round Counter-Strike is where things get stressful. And for younger players, for newer names in an environment like this, that can tend to be a bit of a problem. So we are going to get an early timeout. Barry's chance to chime on in, have a discussion about what they just dealt with and what they're going to deal with coming up in round number 5. That AWP's out. Twist, unfortunately, going to have to opt for a FAMAS, but everybody else with the M4 and util around it. Do we see something aggressive? That's a question, right? Do FaZe want to try and set the pace now that they're into the thick of the gun rounds? Do they want to decide which part of the real estate they're looking for? Or are they happy just to do their default spread as the CTs lock things down and allow Sprout to come to them?
Sprout dealing with that molly early, opt to use up a smoke for it just to get some of that playground control. FaZe not really challenging too hard down. Instead, they're sending Twist into short on B. Gaining a little bit of control. In fact, they're going to take water eventually here, and that's a significant part of the map to control for FaZe. Brokey's the first player tested. Is it the flick down? At least they've confirmed the position of the AWP, and now things are going to get a little hot and heavy for Brokey. Stuck inside of Khan, and Sprout starting to deploy utility on board. Twist, in fact, going down to Marix as well. Now he's starting to worry about getting pushed from Connector's side, but that will open up space now for Sprout to move through mid.
Look at the radar right now. All 4 CTs look like you could grab them in your hand. You've got Carrigan above trying to help out Brokey and Rain. JKS over towards Sewer to do the same, but they've been, held at bay by the smoke. Guess not. Brokey walks out. Marix gets the kill. Now they're finding themselves with a 2-man advantage and 50 seconds left on the clock. Sprout are just hitting the brakes here, right? They're dealing with whatever's in front of them, and they can take their time, regroup, trade out, and get a 3rd round here. Looking good.
The containing phase inside of the connector and another headshot. Every single kill of this round has gone Sprout's way, but can JKS do anything to change that? He's let one go on by. Riles, the only player coming down here. JKS, the door is closed, and so close to taking down Spitty. The lineup was good through the spam, but now JKS into the clutch. No kit on his back.
Hold up a second here. Stayer's pushing the side. Spitty's just grabbed the bomb now. This 1-on-2, if he can get past Stayer, it is a possible winnable 1-on-1 against Spitty, who will have to plant.
JKS starting to move forward. Still taking his time. The angle still being held here. Stayer gonna be covering off the binds, but he goes down into the 1v1, and now JKS into the 1v1 up against Stair. JKS has taken so much damage, and remember, he does not have the kit, so the time is somewhat limited for him to make his move. He's aware of the bind position, but he's got a smoke chat. He's gonna throw it down, but it goes a little too far, and Stair quick to react immediately upon the tap. The kill is through.
Yeah, loving this out of Sprout, right? It's by the book Counter-Strike. They're doing the ABCs. They're doing their defaults. They're getting the territory. They're isolating the fights.
Yeah, and Sprout are a team that are going to hard prep for tournaments, right? We see, a lot of other teams, especially, we've seen it back in IEM Fall. Vitality falls short to Sprout in a map like Vertigo. If you can prepare for a best-of-1, Sprout or a team are going to heavy prep. If they can figure this out, it's going to be quite difficult, especially for FaZe now playing with a stand-in.
Yeah, I think some of the question marks around when you do have a stand-in coming in is how much does it limit the playbook? Because you have to catch a player up, right? Now, I know that it's only been 2022 that Rops has been in that FaZe jersey, but I'm sure they've gone through a lot just within the first couple of months here.
But one of the best IGLs in the world at dealing with new players coming in and creating that system quickly. Ran holding down from Rock. Slacks. Collateral damage.
Lots of TKs today already, right?
Every single map, yeah.
3 or 4 so far, so we'll keep count of that. But space taken again, and, this time round, Carrigan's the man having a little bit of a looky-loo. Up through the connector, been able to find a path of, no resistance, but it doesn't ever seem to be an issue, right? We've seen a rain flank. We've seen them hold on to the territory, but okay, now we have an issue. Now we have an issue. They have to go towards A quite quickly here. They're going to feel the pressure.
And the numbers of FaZe are now arriving here as well. In fact, they are just so ready for what is coming their way. Again, problem, FaZe have numbers, but they don't really have weapons.
We've seen this before, right? This was similar on the B side. So Stayer, Slacks, Marix, all through long. Can they get it done again?
Stair's going to be looking down into the bathroom, spots Brokey in the corner, smoke to allow safe passage, but is it really safe passage when Twist is here? 1 kill on the P250, Slacks trying to make it all happen, but he's down, and now it is Marix, the young Dutchman, and it's not going to happen. FaZe on pistols, snap the back of Sprout.
Good reactions right there. Until Carrigan got that kill on the flank, I thought that was done and dusted. It feels like Spitty was aware of the potential for the push. Goes on down, and just too much pressure, right? Because at that point, there's a lot of unknowns. And when you're on the T side, if you don't have map control and you have to run back through, you either have to do it very slowly or you have to do it very methodically. Actually, both at the same time, right? You want to clear every corner, you want to make sure you check it out, or take a risk, take a gamble, and you could run back into multiple players with pesky pistols. Either way, 3-3, and Straddler one's on the worst side of the economy here. This is Rain's chance to pad the stats a bit.
Also feels like FaZe's chance to grab some solid control of this game, because I think throughout this we've seen the little telltale signs that FaZe are coming close in some pistols and making the right reads. They're containing Sprout, really making it uncomfortable for them. But Sprout have been doing a good job at just figuring that out. But FaZe, this is their chance really to snatch control early.
And they're looking pretty comfortable right here. It is just 4 Glocks and a Deagle. We won't get too excited about any of this, but if you go and have a look at Sprout, since the addition of these newer players, they've already played quite a few maps, right? They've played a bit of Counter-Strike with this 5-man roster. 33 maps in total. They've won 20 of them. They lost 13. That's not too shabby whatsoever. And they do find themselves here, virtue of Tyloo not being able to make it, right? Yes. So there is that bit of an asterisk. Tyloo today just announced a bit of news that somebody is retiring from Counter-Strike because
It's a sad day.
Yeah, so I guess Bentet is going to be plugging into his position. He recently joined the team, but here we go. Coming into A, Rain. 3 quick kills. Make it 4.
Wow. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But for Sprout, in terms of where their money's going to be at, it's not really going to be in the best of spots, Chad. You know, you're going to have enough to get the rifles up. You're going to be really lacking utility. And with the playstyle Sprout being playing, do you think that's going to affect, you know, how long they can let that clock go down?
Yeah, I think here, right, you have a couple of options when you have players sub 4K, right? You can either opt for Galils with Yuta, which appears they have, or you could have gone for something, you know, like a half buy with Tech 9s and tried a bit of a set piece. This feels like they're attempting to do a default just with lesser weapons. They would like AKs and AWPs, but they're going to try and get it done with Galils and Scouts. So they've opted for that util. This is going to be very telling that we might see more of the same.
Brokey back in the AWP, yet to really have found impact. FaZe kind of got lost in the sauce and connector in their last gun round with everything on board. This time, they've consolidated that water control. And heavy numbers for Sprout outside B.
This is a good position for JKS. Difficult to clear for the teasers they come through, and with the door open, Brokey has full vision. JKS spotted a toe. That's enough. Needs to get out. They're coming in.
And this is the charge through twist in position. First is his, Brokey on the follow-up. And I think Sprout is starting to realize what forces lie beyond these walls. It's almost impenetrable with the defense that FaZe have put through. And now they look to their one hope, Ster making his play through the bathrooms. Can he create any space? Can he shut down a player on A? I think Rain just spotted him with a jump up on Dicebox as well, so they know Ster's position is here. And what can you do here if you're Sprout?
Well, half the problem right now is the fact that it's a Galil, a Scout, and an AK. The only thing you'd want to be holding on to here really is that AK. So they are going to give it a crack. Utility over towards A right now, but Brokey's rotating in. There'll be 3 here.
And Rain is in such a good position. You don't often see him go down without at least one. So this is going to be very difficult to flush Rain out of position. Brokey's already rotated back into play. 20 seconds left. Sprout really just floundering at this point, hoping for some miracle. Headshot is good, but Carrigan's out towards long as well, and just the sheer numbers here for FaZe Clan, the firepower is enough, and they will pick up 5.
Yeah, I think right there, they're just not enough in terms of the fragging department, right? If they can get an opening kill or two early, then they can play out these mid-rounds, or if they can isolate players more aggressively, like we've seen a few other times, that gives them a bit more wiggle room. But when it's like a hard press, when you have FaZe who go up, you know, do the Overpass is a great map for transitional defense on the CT side. Aggressive early from the CTs, posturing with util, allows the potential for, in the future, aggressive plays. You pick a corner, you jiggle, then you drop back, right? You're forcing the Ts to consistently use more and more utility just to get to your bomb site. So if FaZe now go, all right, well, you guys want to play that slow CS, we can do it too. We'll just play by the book, you know? We won't just turn this into a bit of a biff. Spitty now struggling a little bit here, yet to get off the mark with a kill. Let's see if we can turn that one around in future rounds. This is 2,400 into this round, so you can see there that most players hovering around that 2.5 to 3K mark. They won't be investing too much. Next round with the 2,900 loss bonus, the AKs will come back out. So don't want to get too far ahead of themselves here. Deagle, 2 P250s, a Tech 9 and a Glock, and well over towards B with some flashes. Pretty simple approach.
Yeah, Sprout just looking to see what they can get out of this. Good utility from FaZe, just slowing them down. So you don't have that pace out of spawn, but if you can get this water control without being detected, you can still have that explosive ability to get out short and just try and force your way into the site. But look at the numbers again here for FaZe.
Yeah, they're ready and raring to go for this one. And well, they've done a good job at least drawing the rotation. This could be one of those rounds where Sprout want to force out nades if they can.
Look like they're just going to fully commit back in towards this A play, try and emerge from the bathrooms and long and aim to put that bomb down. But again, Rain is still over here. Often will be the nuisance to deal with a couple of these quick rotations from Sprout. Throws down the smoke into bathrooms. Sprout trying to put a couple of players in position, ready to go. But it's just hard to see them getting through this rifle.
They flashed and cleared it. Spitty's actually pushed on up towards the gate, and it is going to be an A play.
Rain's position, though.
Here comes a flash.
He is somewhat in the open. He's going to start dropping back into a better position. The flash is there, and luckily he was in a better position to drop back, but he doesn't get a single kill. And so Spitty out from long gets the headshot and a bomb plant for Sprout.
Oh, they've got what they wanted in this round. How much more can they get? Brokey trying to deal with this, has 3. Down on the site and just 2 to find Brokey looking for more. The top of the USB, and that's an ace for Brokey right there. Simple as you like.
He made that look so easy, Chad. Just every single shot, even the last USP shot is ridiculous for Brokey. Yes, against pistols, but just the sheer mechanical skill on display.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have actually gotten out of control, right? Because Rain gets run over, the bomb goes down. If Brokey wasn't as conservative as he was, right? Or if he dies in the bank position and they're able to push up even to close to choke points, the rotation's still coming in for the remainder of the FaZe players. Maybe they're not there in time. But yeah, pretty cool about things there, Brokey. Those are the type of kills everybody gets hungry for. 14 kills for him now, so yeah, he did a good job extending his tally. They've missed that molly a couple times. You noticed that? There's been one that's been too far to the left. There's been one where it hasn't quite landed. So problems early with the util.
Still, Rain has gone aggressive. He's got up to Fountain. Sprout haven't really punished that missed molly by taking that control.
He's good here for a couple of kills.
Oh, he's in a very good spot. One down. No quick swing out from the second player. Sprout instead, they double up. Trying to allow Rain into a better position here. He will get himself in towards Party.
This is so ratty.
Flashed. Oh, this is a good recovery. Good response to Sprout to pull that kill back.
Yeah, this is good from Rouse. He almost did that single-handedly, right? I know there was a flash coming in from his teammate to make that all possible, but Rouse almost going down. 36 points of health, a 4-on-4, and the mid-round ensues as space taken by JKS and Twist. They've been playing pretty heavy towards Monster within the earlier rounds. In the last few, opting for this sewer control, and well, they're coming back right into their den.
Molly goes out very early on to clear out the barrels, and JKS knows they haven't crossed over because he's got the iron goal, and so now they're going to clear him. Spitty will not best him in the rifle, and luckily it is the 1-for-1 for Sprout. 40 seconds left. AWP of Brokey removed from play, and that's the advantage now siding with Sprout.
Silent dismount there from Twist. Both of them will be here. Carrigan and Twist to defend B in time. Massive issue now, 25.
Ooh. Yeah, Twist gets himself into a very strong spot. They're aware the molly will go through, but that won't stop Twist from getting the kill. Even has a smoke to get rid of the flames, and now Carrigan blinded. Not really able to line up the bomb, but he'll take down the support network. And now it is just Rouse left alone, and Carrigan out to the left. It is FaZe Clan once again pulling back the retake.
One of the cool things when you're watching FaZe in a situation like this, sure, JKS goes down, but like they don't panic, right? Twist understands, all right, we're giving them the avenue of Monster. That will be the job of my teammates as they rotate in from the A site. You see Brokey, maybe he takes a liberty or two, but swings on out quite aggressively from that connector. Good stuff from Carrigan, well handled. And this is great from FaZe here, 7-3. One of the conversations, right? JKS hasn't played a lot of Counter-Strike in the last few months. He's been on the bench for 5 months from Complexity. And then throughout the off-season, you know, some offers came his way, but nothing stuck. So in the last couple of months, he hasn't been playing a whole lot of CS. I think it was, you know, a month and a half, 2 months without him even touching the game, taking a bit of a break, staying in Europe while doing so. But yeah, he individually might look a bit rusty, but that brings in a conversation about like, well, is that going to be enough? Because with Olaf on the team before, right, then we have to go back to last year, with Olaf on the team, you would look at it and you would go, he's not the star, he's a supportive element. So as long as JKS gets a couple of kills, it's the same phase from last year.
Yeah, if not better, right? And that is certainly the way you have to look at it instead of the 1-for-1 for Robs. But right now, Sprout just taking their time. Again, they'd love to run this clock down early, try and draw out utility of FaZe. They have actually done a pretty good job at sort of manipulating FaZe's rotations throughout this game.
Well, when they've had a buy like this and all the util, this is when we've actually seen Sprout do their best work. But FaZe have been a little bit more aggressive in some of those rounds. This time, you can see how passive they are. They're giving up a lot of room, but they're staying transitional. Range just gone from the site, aggressive towards front bathrooms. They're continuing to move and look for info constantly. But taking a look, 45 seconds again. Absolutely no rush.
Yeah, Rain can actually cause a few problems here if he can spot out Marix coming up through connector. That is the danger man for Rain right now. Yeah, this spot is very good. Marix is going to go down, and they can't trade him out, so he can drop back and actually play from Divider. Overruns the AWP and nearly comes back for 3. Unfortunately, unable to get it done, but Sprout, their numbers are completely cut down.
And Spitty's just picked up the bomb. At the 25-second mark, he was still holding onto the B and connector push, now running all the way over. Rouse is the only one who can get them in here.
He's trying. I thought he was about to get the timing window here on Brokey. He still can. He's just a little bit more tentative. And so Brokey's going to be under pressure. Missed shot. First stare brings him down, but Carrigan quick trade. 7 seconds left. Bomb down. And now that's it. That's the job done. Carrigan closes it out, sweeps them up, and FaZe with another.
The problem with playing late round CS, right? If you're not trading, it doesn't even have to be favorably. It just has to be 1-for-1.
Yeah.
If you're not trading 1-for-1, you're never going to get into the site with a comfortable scenario going on there. You see Carrigan, the time's low. Carrigan doesn't even have to go for a lot of these fights. He could just delay and be a bit more of a nuisance, but why the hell not? 10 seconds left, completely unravels the plans of Sprout winning this one out late. And even able to scavenge that AWP across. So plenty of cash now for FaZe for buys in the future. And you can see, well, the economy of Sprout now not fantastic. Max loss bonus in play. This is a classic half buy, and there is a clear indication right now that they're setting up for B. Rain has all that info. So there should be 4 players to defend from FaZe on the B bomb site pretty shortly, I imagine.
Brokey just about misses the shot, but Rain has really been the nuisance. He's been so disruptive, just destroying their setups just as they're about to execute, getting all this info, and Sprout, they don't know, but they've cracked the Enigma. They're at the ready, and Rain's about to flank them.
How many does he get?
Let's say 3. We'll go with 3.
All right.
I believe.
Silence them 4 in the back as they start to execute.
Well, they're starting to run now. That might reduce his chances. It's 1. It's just 1 right now. He's recovered, and unfortunately, just the 1 pick for Rain. But luckily, JKS is there on the B site. Takes down 3, and Spitty left alone with the rifle.
I'll give 5 kills to Rain in this round. I know the scoreboard won't, but his information allowed them to be more than ready for that, right? Like, you have to consider Counter-Strike as, sure, look, it's a simple game to understand. You shoot the bad guy in the head, okay? That's the goal, right? But in terms of information and how much that plays at the top level, Rain doesn't fall into any issues, right? Not a single player was there to even send him packing at all, and just continued to get all the information, got there in time. You're executing onto the B bomb site, and somebody dies from behind. The execute's done. It doesn't even matter what happens. You can't even fully commit. You have to deal with that flank. And as you mentioned, JKS got to mop it up. So I'm sure he's happy about how the round unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, JKS being a B anchor and having spray downs, it's all we used to see back in the day.
Yeah, well, 9-3. Look, a 9-6, if they can salvage this, even a 10-5. A 10-5, I think that the T side is where we probably will ask a couple more questions of FaZe, because the way that when you watch Rops play in FaZe, he was not like he was towards the tail end of Mouse. I really liked the Rops that we saw on debut because, first of all, he had a big smile on his face. And second of all, he was still lurky Rops, but he was also doing aggressive lurks when he knew to take his gaps. So that's where is the question going to be, is JKS going to try and take those same risks, or is he just going to sit back and hope that everybody else is able to do that for the team?
When we talk about FaZe of old, the T side was their biggest problem, was their biggest weakness. They would often have big CT halves and struggle to close sometimes.
Okay, this setup, we've seen it before. They did get isolated in connector, Rain and Brokey previously. Let's see if they're able to hold them back this time round. Sprout with Marix and Slacks currently residing in connector. Stay up, and Raul's working on the default control, and well, there's an AWP to deal with.
Oh, Brokey, another missed shot.
Had a couple of those, hasn't he?
He has. Not really looking so warmed up. It's early in the day, Chad, so...
He's a nighttime gamer,
yeah,
you are right.
He comes into his prime time later on today. I'm sure Yanko will confirm that.
The sun has to set. And I think no birds are allowed to be awake at that time.
The birds signal time to go to bed for Brokey. 9-3. FaZe, again, just playing this comfortable. They're very active, but they're not exactly pushing into Sprout.
Well, if you looked at the pathing of this round, Twist started forward on long. We played 2 in connector, and already, now they've dropped out, they've gone through sewer, they're rotating players back, right? They have a lot of information still. However, Stayer and Rouse have actually slipped the net here. You can see between Brokey and Twist right now, those two could be a bit of a thorn in their side.
Yeah, Brokey, he's still in a position that could deliver impact, but 35 seconds again. Sprout have run down this time. If Brokey can thin the herd and take a couple of these members down, that could be a real problem for FaZe, but he has to get the timing here.
Can't scope again.
Yeah, he's got to get close, and he's quick. That's the bomb down, Chad. That's the worst player to lose because you are limited on time, and you have to waste seconds going back to get that. No one's recovering the bomb.
Yeah, this is real problems now. Rain's taking down Stayer. Slacks is over there. There's 10 seconds left. There's no time to plant. You'd have to find all the kills. I think we can call this one 10.
Yeah, this is absolutely 10 for FaZe Clan. And Sprout, it feels like...
their own worst enemy right now?
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like I'm watching like a VP game sometimes, but at least VP would get towards the side a little bit. I mean, this Sprout side just so stagnant.
Yeah, and look, maybe they got baited into this because it worked for them early on, right? Remember when they were dealing with that P250 round? I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd round of the game. The slow style of things actually netted them some profit. Now, it's working against them here, and maybe a pace change late, as we do see Rouse opt into a Mac 10. Problem is, if you're Carrigan, you're probably ready for something like this. We haven't had a pacey round out of Sprout whatsoever. I would be telling the troops, hey, boys, this would be the time to expect something fast.
Exactly. Sprout haven't really conditioned them to not expect this, right? You've got that slow
weird,
style.
Right? Yeah, it is weird. It's the mind games of Counter-Strike.
It sounds weird when you say it, but it is true. When you haven't had a fast round being thrown in at all, you believe that it will eventually come.
Well, that's like with overtime. I feel like when you get to overtime, if you do the first round, on that first round, you do something completely crazy. Like, I'm talking about with 16K just buying Mac 10s and rushing B, for example. Oh, well, see you later again. Rain's been sharp. You know, it's something completely outside of the box. It's probably not the most optimal play, but from a mental in-game leader, brain versus brain standpoint, that's where you could maybe unravel some things, cause a few issues. But the issue's still here for Sprout, right? Down a man, so much time to deal with, more space being taken. With every round like this and every kill that FaZe starts to hit that's a big shot or one tap, they'll just continue to push and fight.
As always, Rain getting into these positions. Did actually miss the timing a little bit here. He was actually traded out position with Stare, but he's coming back. And he's got the flank. Rain now is aware there are two players in these positions. Rain comes away with one, and he transfers back for three. Rain is the nightmare right now for Sprout, and he's looking to close it with another. Rain is just an animal.
That's another ace for FaZe in this game. Brokey's was an eco bash. That one right there was a full rifle round. The only drama right there was Rouse on a Mac 10, but I don't think that was a conversation point. What a weird position to find himself in with it was like he's playing deathmatch.
And he dealt with it so well. That is not really a comfortable position when you have to be worried about all of these angles, and he's still able to deal with everybody.
Next guy pops his head up connector. Yeah, I'll take that as well. Look, with the position he's in right here, at that point in the round, that's as if you were playing deathmatch on Overpass, right? And you've just spawned in there, and they're all around you. So great stuff from Rain. Huge haul from him. 19 kills. If there was any question about this guy, they're being answered right now.
Well, Sprout come to the last round of the half with this buy, and it's not fantastic. They've really struggled, and it hasn't been a change in pace at all from Sprout.
No, their 3 rounds came within the first 5. Since then, we haven't seen anything whatsoever, and they continue to get picked on off. This time, JKS with the alley-oop, twist, flash, perfect, and there you go.
This is the easiest work of JKS's life. He's been brought in. He's not really having to do anything.
When I was on the phone with him, I was like, mate, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
You know? you're going to have a good atmosphere. Carrigan's going to do it all. You get all your positions. Everybody else will kill players. All you have to do is kind of enjoy the environment. So far, so good. 8 kills for him, not having to do too much more. You'd love a 12-3 as well.
This setup, Rain and Brokey in the bathrooms. Now, I would say Brokey has looked a little cold, but you have the rest of the players really stepping up. And so he hasn't even really been required, and when he needs to, he's hit a couple of important shots.
It's fortunate that the misses he's had haven't really cost them too much, right?
Yeah.
Like, because he's had a couple where it's like, oh, normally Brokey would hit that.
Yeah.
But they've always been able to salvage that. Look at Rain. Like, this is, remember Fur? Well, maybe you do. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
But Fur would do this type of stuff. Just like ratting around constantly. Like, how much room does Rain have? It feels like there's nobody to challenge him. He's always finding the gap, and this should be it.
FaZe looking to close the half with 12. JKS finally called into action. Stare the last player left. FaZe Clan's first half here at IEM Katowice looking strong. We'll see if they can close it out nice and quick after this break.
Hey Future Pros, back on Overpass today with another T-sided smoke. This one is thrown from spawn and lands in the doorway to bathrooms. To master this tricky smoke, hop onto the railing. Line up in between these 2 points, aim to the right side and close to the top of these leaves. Then throw the smoke. It may take a few attempts to get it down, but I have faith in you all.
They have a CT side that rivals FaZe is 4 towards A. Rouse to solo the B bomb site and quite quick through connector. Those 1x bet odds are not looking good at all for Sprout here.
It's nearly the scoreline. Here come the T's right into what Stare at the ready. USP will get cleared out. JKS happy to be here, of course. He will find himself the opening. Carrigan tweeted out 1 for 1. A little bit of map control for Sprout towards A, but it doesn't really matter because it's coming right into Ral's in this B site. He's under pressure and repositioning, but Twist hunts him down. FaZe just with this potent aggression.
And they're quick coming through connector here, but they're going to have to be faster than that. Smoke towards short. There's only one way in, and that's going to be Monster right here, right now. Defuse kill on Spitty, sure, but that's all they have. Oh, the flash.
Oh, the flash from Rain that should have set Twist up, but it did not connect. They managed to dodge it. FaZe still with that bomb down, but they're starting to lose players, and in fact, they are in the deficit right now. Rain and JKS looking to drag themselves through this one, looking to be recovered. Damage being done.
One bullet.
Now it's just JKS, one bullet left, reload up, and he's looking for these two players dropping down into the pit. One for JKS, but look at the time. There's not really enough, but luckily he has the kit on his back. Spitty, it's going to be real close, and oh my god, that couldn't be closer, Chad.
Yikes, all right. That almost got out of hand right there. That almost got out of hand. It looked perfect for FaZe there, right? The fact that they flash, and then the kills just went against them, so maybe a little bit of overextension just there coming back to bite them. And Sprout will get their 4th round. But you could see how annoying it was for Rouse. Like, on his screen, 2 players just appeared from different angles jumping, right? Really staying mobile with those Glocks. They have got themselves into a buy, 2 M4s, an MP9, a FAMAS, a Scout, a little bit of util. That kit's still in play. But FaZe have actually opted to go for a force buy here. Twists, through virtue of Karrigan, has been gifted the beautiful AK-47. Galil's for the rest, and a Deagle in Karrigan's hands. As expected, JKS playing Rops' position over towards the backyard of B. Has some help of Karrigan close by. Brokey and Twists, with the support of Rain, will be working on pressuring towards A. Karrigan's lining up a nose flash, so he wants to try and activate JKS with a pick early here.
Oh, that's worked out really well for JKS. Could have doubled up, but Marek's luckily 1 for 1 for Sprout.
But that's all you wanted, right? Karrigan, oh, there's a tight gap.
Oh, did Jar spot him? He changes up to his position, so assuming that he did, he's going to start dropping back into his long. Twist is going to hear those footsteps. That's information for FaZe. We'll see how they adapt to it. Rain poised and ready for the long swing. Just a Galil in hand, and he actually gets tagged up by that Scout as well. So now Brokey, he's the second player being asked to come in to help. These Galil's not doing much at long range.
It's going to make Sprout move a lot though, right? Because they lost an opener at B, so they would have been thinking, oh, maybe it's going to be a B hit now, and Stayer needs to be very careful because they're all just around that corner.
This could be an explosion right in towards his position. Bombs down, good swing out with a flash. 2 good kills here. Brokey at least getting 1 back for FaZe, 2 versus 3. It's still within touching distance, and Slacks with a Scout trying to get a shot off. He will indeed do it on a Brokey, but no kills yet. He's waiting for the cavalry to arrive, but Brokey's taking it down. Flick out to the right from Slacks, and now it's just Karrigan, and he's down as well. Good hold from Slacks, just not really having to fight everybody, but just buying time is so impressive.
It looked like some of those shots should have been on, right? Yeah. So just missing there, but regardless, recovered, and FaZe should be down to the economical. This is where we had bigger questions, right? How are they going to operate on this T side? You could see that opening that they went for, nice little maneuver. Simple nose flash on the B side, but yeah, Slacks was under a lot of pressure there, and he did take a lot of shots before converting any damage. Deagle's out.
Yeah, it's a good player to talk about as well, because Yanko points out in the desk that Slacks was the player that everybody needed to watch out for Sprout. He's had the quietest performance so far for them.
Yeah, I feel like, and as far as German AWPers go, there's only really one on the tip of everybody's tongue, and that's Sirison, right? So you'd love to see another name come into the ranks. This team have had quite a few different configurations of German rosters with different players over the years. Now starting to move a little bit more international, as Marek's one of those. Mops up 2 quick kills. And this one here should well and truly be the 6th for Sprout. Just a matter of time. We do have A, B, and C streams going on today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So if you wanted to tune into any of the other matches, just add a B or a C towards the end of your URL on Twitch.
What matchups are currently going on then, Chad?
Ensign Tropic is looking one that's about to get started, and then in a couple of minutes' time, OG Renegades as well. So I think Ents with Madden on debut is actually quite exciting.
Very interested to see how that's going to slot in.
And we have Astralis MIBR as the up-and-comer for the next one, and I still don't know how to say the kid's name from the academy team. So we're going to have a couple of problems, I think, but we'll do our best. Turtles made it easy.
Easy. I mean, everybody really on the team's easy up until him, right?
Exit, Woody, Jota, Turtle, and then...
Bruno.
Yeah, look, we'll give it a crack, guys, but that's the best I could do.
At least we have a while to prepare. Maybe we don't. We'll see if FaZe Clan's buy round here is going to shut them down. AKs are going to come out for the side. Utility's going to be purchased up, but they don't have enough money to get Brokey on the AWP.
Yeah, look, it's not the end of the world here. I think that you'd prefer it to go up toe-to-toe with Slacks, but Karrigan can easily call around this. Now, with Sprout, they started very default heavy. I'm curious if FaZe would be the same if there would be a bit more of a plan out of spawn. We'll know quickly here as, well, does look very much like a default. Jake has to deal with B, Rain Karrigan towards Connector, Twist and Brokey looking to deal with any aggression for Fountain and Long. And quick!
Very quick, and Rain is actually just hunting down further. He may not come away with a kill, but he has got that Connector control.
So much space very early. That was full throttle right there. And JKS has even maneuvered into sewer, so...
He's got everything.
They really do. Spitty's the only potential thorn in the side here, but he'd have to do his best Rain impression, and that's not easy.
And you got to be aware of that as well. When you're FaZe, you're aware of your one weakness, your one spot you must be aware of.
Oof.
Stare getting spammed down through the smoke, down to 60 HP as FaZe now congregate their forces in towards the A side of the map. They're going to be walking their way through Bathroom, leaving one lurk player of JKS elsewhere.
Yeah, still lots of time for this. A minute on the clock. Upper Bathroom's control not under their remit.
Slacks. The on-scope timing not great there. Slacks try to get away with it. And FaZe have decided, the ops here, let's just go down to B.
Yeah, JKS hasn't had any issues where he's been standing so far. He was close up towards the short position. More aggressive utility. Karrigan selling a fake. They should be able to get in towards B here.
Yeah, Rouse is going to be under so much pressure. The Galil looking to hold down the fort. Good smoke, in fact, and then the kill comes in from Rouse as well. This is stifled FaZe Clan.
They're in a lot of trouble right now. Time becoming an issue. Smoke as well over the top. Karrigan with one, but they need to find more. They need to push in now. The rotation's starting to clamp in.
Here they go. Rouse in position, trying to hold down the site. Spitty's even being a thorn in the side for the backside, and Rouse is still here, still alive, and that's the bomb down. Now FaZe have to worry about recovering that. And Sprout's numbers are just too much to handle. It's down to 1 HP Brokey. He has to be careful here he doesn't die after the time either. Only 5 seconds left in this clock, so runs to his death. It is not going to be a FaZe round here.
Starting to get some traction now. 12-7, so we've only got 5 rounds the difference in this, and blink and you miss it. That scoreline could quickly tighten up as a timeout immediately called. And this will be the first right now from FaZe here, not wanting to allow the momentum to start for Sprout early. 4 rounds in, 4 rounds on the trot. And remember, it has been a very long time between rounds for Sprout, so this must be feeling pretty good, right? The game started competitive, and then it tapered out to what looked like an absolute smashing. They need to still consolidate their economy a little bit more. So a round like this against Deagles is one where you lose 1 or 2 players, that's okay. You lose anything more, if it comes down to like a 1-on-1 or 1-on-2, that's going to have ramifications further down the track. So this isn't a round that FaZe should be winning. It's a round they definitely could win.
Yeah, they've gone very heavy on the utility. Going into a round like this, FaZe will see how much damage they can really do. For Slacks, it must feel like a breath of fresh air, finally getting a touch of that AWP. It's going to be sent up into top middle early to pierce some info. Doesn't spot much.
Yeah, the rotation already starting to head on back closer towards that A site, so they have enough information, Sprout. This looks very much like a B execute here, and that's telling because you have Twist and Brokey joining JKS. Karrigan and Rain as the information collecting party.
You gotta start dropping those numbers away from B because 2 players currently pushing their way through Bathroom for FaZe. Karrigan at the front of it. Flash into the peak. Not much gleam from it. Ren tucks it behind Divider again, and now FaZe have decided to go for the call to run down the site. Karrigan 1-for-1 trade. Now Slacks under a bit of pressure. AWPs can sometimes get overwhelmed, but we'll see if he's able to handle it. It's the second swing out into the deagle of Brokey that punishes Slacks, and now they're getting on towards the site. They've recovered a weapon, and now they have taken down Marix. Oh no, not like this, Sprout. This was the round they had to recover their economy, and now they might just lose.
Okay, well, bomb yet to go down here. Just faking, really not taking any risks as Brokey. 40 seconds thrust onto the clock, and Spitty, Rouse, 2-on-3 situation.
Oh, and Rouse's position is good for at least a kill on Brokey, but Twist has picked up the AWP. He's got the angle as well. This is an easy shot to hit if the cross comes in. and there's no utility, there's no flash here to get him off the angle, so it will likely be a dry peek into Twist unless Ralz is aware, tries to bait it out with a shoulder peek. In the meantime, his teammate trying to garner some control back into the site. Still have one smoke available here for Sprout, and well, unfortunately that's gone, and now Ralz swings onto Twist. It's just a 1v1. JKS hiding his head. Ralz gets the headshot, gets back to the defuse. Gonna start pulling that through, and it is a recovery mission for Sprout secured, but they didn't consolidate control of the economy, chat.
Yeah, look, they still have enough money to go for a buy here, but I'm talking future rounds because that was a pretty light investment from FaZe, all things considered. A little bit shell-shocked about how quickly Carrigan and Rain approached. They thought they would wait for their teammates to go for a set piece, but that pounce was one of the avenues in towards the site. And Ralz here again, you know, he's continuing to impress. That's a pressure moment. So 5 in a row, sure, 1 survives, but they get the most important thing, that is the round. 12 to 8 now, and for the difference, and that buy for FaZe comes out in full force.
Door. Oh, no way. Rain just takes him down through the spam. Ralz was shooting away the door. The tracers were enough for Rain to position his crosshair and just takes him out of the round. That's the easiest open you can find, Chad.
Yeah, that's great. You know, normally Rain has to work really hard. Weasel around the bathroom, smokes, but just straight through the boards.
Another one?
Yeah, okay, keep him coming. Let's have all the kills and connect to this round, shall we?
If I'm Sprout, I'm avoiding that. Most dangerous area on the map right now. Slack's looking to try and recover this, try and pull back some of those kills, some of the space even, but
Twist has got him,
Twist
surely.
is so ready for it. Slack's down, FaZe up 3 players. How does Sprout even think about this round?
Well, they should think about a save. Unless Spitty right now can get a couple more. Carrigan's a good name to find, but with 19 points of health, I really don't like his chances.
Yeah, and you can't really lose too much here, Sprout. You have only got a couple $100 left.
They're gonna lose it all.
Looks, Twist had a shot.
They can get the AWP right now. So they know where both are. They can go salvage the AWP from Slax's body. They can go and look for somewhere to hide. But this is actually a pretty good scenario for them to be in, considering how this round started, right? Twist was the one who was going to stop them from saving. He died, right? Carrigan going down is fine, but Twist there was the containment. Now Rain, Brokey, and JKS, they're not in a position where they can hunt. So what would have happened is all those deaths that they stomached against the Pistols in the previous round would have gone into the next round for Sprout and meant that their buy was going to be practically rubbish, right? Now, they get to retain an AWP, they get to keep an AK across. Sure, the loss bonus is only going to be 1,400. Stayer can drop something. Slacks will have enough to drop something as well after he gets the AWP back, and their buy will look a lot more respectable than it could have. So, good stuff from Sprout to at least hold on to something here. It's the little things.
It is the little
things. The little things in life,
It's the best world that they possibly could have lived in.
I think we're living in our best world right here. It's good to be back in this environment, right? Seeing all the people at home.
Yeah, it's great to see that, and you know, well,
in person.
In person, yeah. I
Normally
mean,
they're at home.
I've seen them at home for too long.
Yes.
Now we get to see them in person. It's kind of surreal seeing all of these people in the one area. You know, over the pandemic, it's like you don't see as many people, and suddenly all the people in the same room. It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, but like we had broadcast split as well, so we had people doing broadcasts from different areas. Now everybody's together again, all the players on site. It's great. We're getting that vibe back, and we'll be in the Spodex
arena.
soon.
Yeah, crazy.
Cherry on top, isn't it?
I mean, that's what ESL employees all work towards, right? That's what everyone here, the whole team has been working towards so long. That's the big payoff, and coming in just a few days' time, next week.
Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? All right, well, here we go. They've pulled this buy together the best they could. 2 rifles that salvaged AWP, an MP9, and a 5.7. Walk into round number 22. Another miss Molly, so it's been story of the day with some of these teams, just not landing all their util. That's $600 immediately to waste. Also means that FaZe don't have to expend a smoke to take space. So when you consider those details, that could come into bite Sprout later in this round. And well, right here, right now, if Brokey and Twist take long, Carrigan's over towards Fountain, and Rain and JKS are working with connected control. They could accelerate towards A if they find an opening pick.
Yeah, because so much map control here right now. They've got to really hope here on the Sprout side that the Slack setup with the right flush there is going to work out. Stare, that smoke is going to fade away eventually. Stare holding down the angle with the AK, begins to drop back. Taking more of a obsessive approach into this site setup. Slack's looking for the first piece of information possible. We go under a minute. FaZe Clan still just posturing outside of A. Certainly going to be an A split. 2 from long, 3 from the bathroom side. And here they come. Slacks throws down the smoke. Holds down on the divider. Sees the arms of the player throwing the utility. Can't come away with a kill, but able to recover. What? And how have they done this? Sprout suddenly with all the kills. And it's just Brokey left in the 1v3. He switches to the rifle. Can't get it done. And Sprout somehow, some way, get it done.
I thought the timing of that smoke from Slacks was going to be a little bit too late because you saw him dropping it and then continue to have his attention over towards the banana position. There was 2 players running out of the smoke. They must have been completely grey screened. Maybe there was a flash in play, but either way, that right there is not ideal for FaZe. It was looking good until it wasn't. So great stuff, Sprout. They're starting to put up a defense here. 13-9. Buy back in. Look, FaZe, I'm not quite sure what we're going to see in terms of the approach, how it's going to differ. You don't want to pull out any pocket strats in a best of 1 if you don't have to.
This is the question we had. You know, what is their T side going to be like now? And right now, a little inconsistent. We'll see if Sprout can keep this up, though. Because you often see teams where they get that little opportunity, they win that round, suddenly the T can still buy, and then you're back to square one again. And that certainly is the possibility outcome here for Sprout.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Obviously, with the new economy, we don't have the... we've got the blue shell, right, with the new economy. We don't have the hard reset that you have to build up to again. So even if FaZe lose a round, as long as they get the bomb down with the max loss bonus, they're in a position where at least they can keep rifles in their hands. Quite the passive approach from them here. They've postured for a little bit of space over towards A, but regathering, retooling, and taking the forces back towards the B site. Rouse is the swingman for this team. You saw him, he's gone between A and B. Well, he's done that again. He should be able to rotate back in time, 45 seconds, and looking likely to hit this site very soon.
Looks like Rain is just chomping at the bit to get into the site. He has been fantastic so far. Gonna throw the molly down into the water pit. Marik's under a lot of pressure, playing from pillar. His teammates down, and so Twist hunts him through. It's 30 seconds as Rouse eventually does rotate down to the site, but there's not really enough done from his site anchors.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is where the CT side, they should probably look for a save. Twist doesn't want to let them do that. Spotted 2, information there. Carrigan up and over the smoke, and another body hits the deck. Call this one done. FaZe up to 14. And that just felt simple. Just execute B and kill them.
It was really the similar round in the last round as well from FaZe, right? They were allowed to just execute. They were allowed to just get in a really strong position outside of the A site and execute. That's why we were so shocked when Sprout were able to pull it off so convincingly. It happens again, and the more you do that, the law of average to say FaZe should win most of those rounds.
Yeah, especially when you're lacking information elsewhere on the map, because it means you can't gamble a site, or you can't have the lion's share of your forces on the correct bomb site ready and raring to go. So there's always a few dramas when you are playing that passive, but when FaZe did it, that's what started to work for them because of the slower pace of Sprout and their T side, right? So you can see how you can exploit this.
Well, they also had Rain being disruptive and annoying everywhere across the map. Sprout don't really have even one player that's kind of doing that. There's no information being picked up.
Yes, Spitty has been forward in a few rounds, but he's not as active, right? It doesn't feel like, and he's definitely not finding as many fights. So that right there is a differentiating factor, indeed. But only 2 rounds now the difference, and take a look at the money on the left-hand side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 1.5 for Spitty, 2.6 for Rouse, 1.4 for Marix. They will need to get a couple of drops here. Afamis is out. Maybe say, you can keep that. I'll take an MP9 instead.
Especially if you can get in some of these close corners, you can certainly make that work. But this really does feel like, Chad, that if Sprout loses, it's done, right?
Yeah, I think that, unfortunately for them, just that first half, if they were able to get 4 or 5, maybe, just maybe, we could have had a bit more of a competitive affair here, but FaZe grab this. Can basically call this one done and dusted.
See if Sprout are a little bit more lenient in terms of how quick they want to rotate with some of these weaker guns. They know you need to get those players back into battle quite quickly. FaZe, again, going for a heavy setup outside of B with numbers really all of this side of the map.
I wonder if they're just going to flash JKS and Rain forward here, because there's so much space for this.
4 players here for Sprout on the defense, though. And that is a significant amount of firepower still here. And Slacks has found the first. Looking to hold down the fort is Spitty, but it gets traded out. And that's Carrigan, at least keeping the numbers even for FaZe, but that is short-lived. Marix even with the MP9. Now FaMaS looking to spray down through the smoke. They've slowed down FaZe Clan.
Yeah, and, well, Stayer still lingering over towards A, so didn't completely bite down on that little bit of a fake. Rain and JKS not able to get much done from the sandbag position. And now with the low HP of Carrigan, I wonder what the conversation looks like. We do hit the 45-second mark. Another smoke landing over towards the monster position. Marex could even do the classic, which has become very, very popular these days, to sit and play in the fade of the smoke, because all he would have to do is get one, and that's more than enough here to slow them down. Slack's behind him, Rowl's not too far away. 25 now, Dinko. I don't know if they're committing to this.
Well, smokes are going in, utility being placed, but even if they do, they've still got to break through quite a strong defense. Marek's blinded, but that flash will fade away, but oh, Brokey and Twist. 2 kills, nice and quick. And now they're on towards the site. Rowl's making the Hail Mary play over the top. He denies the bomb plant. 8 seconds left. They have to get onto the plant right now. And Carrigan,
oh, what a nade!
No, the nade comes out of nowhere.
A holy hand grenade.
Done. Oh, that is unbelievable for Sprout. That is a miracle round.
Look at that. He's just pegged it over the fence. It's landed perfectly. Carrigan's low HP came back to haunt them in the end.
That's the 3-pointer.
What a little string of events, right? They're down and out with the numbers. Rowls up and over, denying the plant. Perfect play.
That is the miracle that keeps Sprout in this game. And now we look at the buy. It isn't pretty for either side.
No, it's going to start getting much more scrappy now. Both teams feeling the pressure of the economy here. But that might be what Sprout needed to really get the engine going. If they can fortify a round, actually get everybody with rifles of their preference, this could start getting a little bit closer here. Only 2 rounds so far, and they've been spotty rounds for FaZe. They definitely haven't been back-to-back.
It's been a pretty similar round every time over these last 3 gun rounds.
Oh, here we go. Nose flash into Monster again. Flashes in return to hold them at bay. This is just a bit of posturing, you know, puffing your chest out, letting you know we're here.
Marek's gonna hold from short, stare inside of connector. Marex has been good at least getting 1. The barrel, he knows he has to trade, he has to get aggressive, and he's done it, he gets 2. And that's massive. That's so much impact. And now FaZe are looking elsewhere. They do not want to go to this B site. 50 seconds, still a lot of time. Not a whole lot of utility here.
For either team, a molly and a flash in the server right now, and we still have 45 seconds left.
And Slacks, he's going to love that fact. He's got the scout. He's got 1. He's looking for the follow-up. He's done damage, and he will come away with it. 2 kills on the scout. He'll go back. And a 3rd shot landed. Carrigan, the walking wounded, trying to fight against 3, and it's not going to work. Sprout wins such an important round. And the money for FaZe, it's again in the scrappy spot, but this is Sprout's opportunity to just push forward.
Yeah, they've actually humbled them to a point now where FaZe will have to take a partial buy. They won't be able to fully invest here. That is great work from Sprout to make this competitive. And you look at this. Little maneuver from Marex here to take advantage of Rain's path is good. JKS should have traded in that type of a scenario right there. It's a little bit unfortunate they weren't able to convert the second. But good stuff for Sprout to keep this map alive. Remember, this is a best of 1. Eagles out. Will there be any openings for Carrigan to find another great grenade? Slacks right down the gullet there of Twist, but Carrigan's actually taken a lot of room. I wonder if... Oh, maybe that won't even matter. I was going to say, I wonder if they're accounting for Carrigan to have gotten this far already.
Slacks is going to go have a little look. Does spot out Carrigan. Carrigan looking to decapitate Slacks, just not really given that opportunity.
As soon as he gets spotted, you can see Carrigan's like, well, this changes the round, right? Because if Carrigan could have gotten through and pushed up, then they could have created a gap. But by not, it's like, well, we have to cancel. It's all for naught, really. He may as well try a different path, and he will through the smoke, like I'm off to a flame. Like, spotted and shot. Hit. That is big.
Well, now they continue to move forward. Still just under a minute left as FaZe continue to approach the site. They got to deal with a 2-man setup here, though, with AKs. It's going to be difficult to break through this. And this is going to peek out from Marex and stare alongside him, get all 3.
Okay, well, 2-round game now. This has escalated very quickly for FaZe. They might be starting to sweat a little bit here. Now, I know that they have a stand-in, but coming into this...